Alright, so it should be starting live here soon. Alright, and we're live in the lab. So, first off, want to go over, there's two camera angles. Let me get this right, there's two. Got my webcam, top of the desktop. I have a GeoVision camera, which is over here. Oh, let me go ahead and mute that. Alright. So, GeoVision camera, which is going to be in the bottom right hand corner. Allows me to switch around and we can come over and actually come over to the workbench and work on things. Or if I need to, I can swing back around over here to the table. Sorry, my desk. And work here. I don't think I'm going to be doing much on the workbench today, but two different camera angles for now. All right. All right, back. Everything looks to be good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and now jump into the CMC. Or my vCenter server. Running 6.7 actually on it. It's kind of interesting. All right, let's get signed on in. Well, it would help if I put the @ symbol, right? And one of the things I noticed is, I'm not sure what it is. Doesn't seem like it's anything to do with the system. Just really slow sometimes with logging in and just overall performance. I mean, whew. I don't know. Not even using all of the RAM that's available to it, so. Whatever, that's for another day. As I said, I actually want to kind of focus. I've been running into some interesting issues. Started setting up VDI and got everything kind of set up. Let me go ahead and I'm actually going to open these up. But I actually ran into an issue, and I don't know if it's an issue with 6.7 or what exactly it is. Anytime I go to actually add in the vCenter server and get everything set up to actually start initiating the build of pools, because you got to get in the connection server once you get everything set up, and we have to go in and actually set up what the composer is going to be, vCenter, such things like that. And when I actually get in, it's very interesting. It gives me an issue where it says it can't set the vCenter server. As you see, stuck here again. But let's see. I'm just going to click finish, see what happens. Of course, yeah. I mean, that's expected. Let me sign back in. Let me show you guys what I'm getting here. And I mean, I'm actually to the point where I'm about to probably just blow away everything. Blow away the Composer server, get rid of the 2 connection servers, rebuild the VMs from scratch, join them back to the domain, build out everything new from scratch. Because but then again, I don't know, because it may be my vCenter server, and I'll show you why I think it is here in just a second. So if we go here, we have no security servers, no vCenters. Here's our 2 connection servers. We're on connection server 1. Here's connection server 2 up here. All right, cool. Now, problem is, though, is I need the vCenter server, and I need my Composer. When I come in here, though, and we do our vCenter server, all right. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and use I have a VDI Composer. Now, anytime you're doing like VDI things, anytime you have like an automated service account, make sure you build a separate account, guys. Don't use like your account or something that is going to have its password changed, because as soon as that password changes, it's going to break everything. So I actually have a service account that I set up that allows me to just run everything. So that's my plan, is to use that. It has access over to vCenter. It has access as the Composer. Got the wife texting me. So it can't identify it because it's using a self-signed cert. So I go in, we accept the cert. Goes on the next part. Wants to do Composer. I have a standalone Composer server here, right here. Let me show you guys. I already installed the Composer role. Now, previously I had no issues when I was running a 6.0 vCenter or 6.5 vCenter. Now I did upgrade to 6.7 vCenter, so I'm wondering if that has anything. Actually, let me just bring up control panel, see if we can see it underneath programs. I'm wondering if 6.7, or if there's just something that I don't know about. But that's the whole point of a home lab, right? Figure this out before it goes in production. I mean, I don't know why you want to put 6.7 in production, but so as you can see here, here's the Horizon View Composer. Nothing else installed. So come over here. We're going to go ahead and let's type in our Composer address. And let's use our service account that I made. If I could type today. Leave the port default. We're going to go ahead and click next. Now the same thing is going to happen here, where it's going to have to verify the certificate. We're going to go in, we're going to accept the certificate. Now it says right here with domains, add in the domain. So let's go ahead and let's remove this. Let's then add in a new domain. So the domain is bodhi-tx.com. Username, we're going to use VDI Composer, because that's our, let me type in the password for it. And you go here and you'll click finish, and this is what's interesting. Error saving vCenter entry. Let's see here. Horizon 7 error saving vCenter. So we'll start Googling around for things. Let's see what we can find. Trying to figure out, I'm not sure. So yeah, that's the error that I get when I come in here, is error saving vCenter entry. So you know what? Why don't we try using a different account? try using my account. Why not? Somebody over here is saying it could be permissions, so. I'm wondering if I should use the administrator at vsphere.local. What up, son? Haven't seen you in a while, bro. I hope New York was good, man. I'm working this morning on trying to get my VDI test environment to work. Getting dumb errors. Not happy. Error saving vCenter entry. Scranton? Damn. What are you doing right now? They're funny as they are in the office. Oh, man. This looks interesting. This could be... Nope. Working on Rig Wars. I love that. That was such a good idea. And it's really like, it's super impressive just to see people's like minds thinking and like how they do different things in different setups just so they can get some mining in. It's pretty crazy. You won? What do you mean you won? What'd you win? Like I wasn't like, I know you went up there for an award and all that stuff, but what was it and everything? I probably should just see if you're on Discord and just hop on Discord with you or something. Alright, so let's just try this. I'm going to try the administrator at vSphere. See if this does anything different. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, you put so much effort in your videos and everything else. I wish I could put that much, I don't know. I probably could, I just don't do it. It's crazy to see how much it's blown up, and it's basically 100% because of your effort. I remember when you were like, I'm waking up early every morning, I gotta get a video out every day. Working it. Error adding vCenter server. I'm thinking that this has to be a 6.7 issue. Oh, that's interesting. So it looks like actually vCenter 7, interesting, is not compatible with the instant clone API used in vSphere. This makes sense. Now, I haven't really started so much explaining what VDI is. I do want to go over it, but right now I was actually trying to work on this issue. I was hoping that I could maybe get this issue working and then kind of spin up a pool and kind of go over all the different basics and what things do with a working test environment, but it actually looks like I'm going to have to, I need to build a vCenter virtual appliance and make it manage. Let's see how the post is doing over on Reddit. Well, that's interesting. I'm not liking the new Reddit. I had to go back to old Reddit to set my flare, and they removed it because, No, actually, son, that's the whole reason I was trying to get this up and going is because I wanted to go today and get those cards, those R5000s from David. And so here, check this out. Let me show you. I actually have V-Ray set up. Let me go ahead and it's pretty cool. I'm working on trying to get this all. I'm trying to get more into actually developing video games and like graphic design and things like that. And I found an interesting thing to do with the stack, since I got so much power here, is I can actually set up Unreal, and these are actually 3 render slaves. So I actually can make where everything I do in Unreal actually gets passed off over to these VMs, so it doesn't put my system underneath any stress. It's pretty interesting. I wanted to get the cards last night, but I didn't get back from working on site until like 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I was so tired yesterday. Yesterday was a long, busy day. There's way too many people out of work. Well, not really. It was just weird. The office was like empty. But yeah, check this out. I can actually come in here and go into V-Ray settings. Let me bring this over. And this is one of the main reasons I actually wanted to set up VDI, was I can come and actually do distributed rendering and have it where it'll actually render on the systems. So that's my other goal that I've been working on the stack as I've been building all these machines. But okay, so you know how you solve the hangover when you're flying is you ask for a Bloody Mary or a nice drink, you know, on the flight back, and just relax. All right, let's go to old.reddit. Let's do this right. All right. Alright. Now that I got that post remade back over there. I drink water. Did they have water in a can on the plane? I don't know why. I always seem to get like water in a can on a plane. It is a slow day today, and I'm actually not minding it. That's why I'm kind of just messing around in the lab. Daughter's over at grandparents. Wife's at work right now. So, work on the lab. I don't know. Sucks though that it's not, it doesn't work with 6.7. I'm gonna have to, I guess, wait for an update. Interesting. Apparently Veeam doesn't work in this current state either. You bought a gallon? Like one of those giant Ozarka bottles? I can just see you walking around with your backpack and then a giant Ozarka bottle. I guess we'll finish up in the shadow. Oh, check this out. Someone, I don't know what happened, but my web service got hit hard. That was open. It won't even boot anymore. This is where it gets stuck at. And if you come over here over to FreeNAS, I go to targets. Let me zoom out. Check that out. That was when I don't know what was going on. Let me go back quite a bit. Oh, I think I went too far. Yeah, check this out. I'm not sure what was going on there. Just kind of crazy to see. Only once, yeah, no, that's definitely good, because usually when people go to places like that, big cities, you always got to watch your back. Unless you grew up there, you know? People can tell when you're a tourist. It's bad. It's like that in the very beginning when I used to go to Chicago all the time. Always, and then once it became more, I knew where I was going. You could definitely tell I wasn't a tourist anymore, so people just kind of left me be. But in the beginning, people like preyed on that. It was bad. If I remember correctly, my wife joined us to the wrong domain, so I got to fix that real fast. Luckily, she didn't promote it. Because that would suck. How far away was your hotel for it to be $50? Oh, son of a tech, man. That sucks. Sorry, I actually got to use your name there for once. Try to make a pun out of it. I know it's pretty cheesy. Yeah, $20. At least it's only $20, man. Could have been, oh, dude. I'm glad you had a good time, dude. That's awesome. I can't wait to hear stories on Monday. $15 sounds like a lot, though, in New York. Or is it just me? I know in Texas, 15 miles really isn't that long. It's like maybe 15, 20-minute drive, but... I am trying to figure out exactly what my wife did with these two new domain controllers for in the Shadow that she built out just to learn how to build out domain controllers. Glad this one's not promoted. I think this one was promoted properly, actually, to its own. You stayed on Wall Street? Whew. That must have been intense. Of course this update's available. There always is. Alright, sweet. So that one's right. Now we gotta join this one. So let's see what IP she'd set to this. Well, that's not good. Alright, let's hope that doesn't break anything. Let's go ahead and reboot this. Since we just changed the IPs on a DC, let's hope that doesn't break anything. Let's come back over to this one, and we're going to change you... Actually, before we do that, got to open up and seds DNS. So it joins the right domain, because right now that's exactly what happened to my wife is DNS on on this DHCP network, sorry, on this IP scope for DHCP is set to our primary, so we actually need to go ahead and this one's still booting, that's fine. Come and check out and see how the system's doing. It's kind of fun to watch all the little stuff work across. It's basically using all the memory it can. All right. Rebooted, logged in. Now we need to change its domain. This is going to be in the... All right, restart that. I'm going to go ahead and post this in... Posted this link I found on the Reddit post I put up. Yeah, I saw everybody freaking out about that on Reddit like a day or two ago. It looks like a good game. I'm excited. Although I'm still waiting for Monster Hunter World to come out for PC. Alright, back up. It'd help if I could type right. Alright. Should be able to go to Active Directory on this guy. And he should be the domain controller. Alright. Now we can promote this one. I like to come in and look at the load average. See how things are doing with running all these VMs. Alright, sweet, it's up. Now we can go ahead and promote this domain controller. Once this is done, we'll have to split the Fizmo roles. Man, I'm going to have to figure out what I want to do for VDI. I'm still debating. I have a machine over behind me. This guy here, touching. Can't really see him, he's out of the shot. I want to actually set him up as an ES6i host or Hyper-V host and do remote FX and set it up as like an emulator machine, since I got a few V3900s. But I don't know yet. Been having a lot of fun messing with the emulator. Got Project 64 and Dolphin. Those have been a bunch of fun. Got 4 Xbox controllers, hooked them up. Been playing the shit out of that. Yeah, I decided not to grow, or not to shave, I should say. Just grow it all out. My wife's like, grow it out. She's like, I want to see you with a beard again, so I decided to. Although I do want to go get a haircut. I just haven't decided when. Now would be a good time, but I kind of wanted to figure out VDI, and now that I figured out that it doesn't work in 6.7, yeah, may have to go get a haircut. Hmm. You know what? That'll be a fun thing to work on right now. All right. I'm going to work on doing what I just talked about, this. Setting up this guy as a E6i host running the machine with pass-through to V3900 Fire Pro. I'll swing the camera around. Give myself some room over here. All right. Trying to see, I can't remember if this thing has a USB on the inside or not. I don't think it does. Unless I'm just not seeing it. Nope, not seeing it. All right. Should be able to refresh this now. See 2 DCs, awesome. We can split the Fismo rolls here in a bit. I'm actually though wanting to work on this. Alright, so we got 3 300 gig 15K drives, 3 8 gig sticks of RAM, a Xeon, and a V3900 inside of a HP Z620 chassis. Chassis has probably seen better days, but whatever. Alright, now I need a thumbstick to run. Sucks it doesn't have an internal one. I'm going to need a USB, though, to run, because I really don't want to install E6i on the data store. I mean, I guess I could. Alright, let's plug in both of our plugs here. Looks like I'm going to need a DVI adapter. DVI to VGA. Good thing I got the got Radio Shack back there. Got a little bit of everything. All right. So let's go ahead and get this thing booted up, and then see if we can create a RAID out of those 3 drives, so like a RAID 5. So that should give us like 700 gigs maybe. It would help if I actually had the keyboard and mouse plugged in into the KVM. One of my roommates was in here working on things the other day on a machine for his brother, so. Alright, I will need E6i, which is right here, and this is actually the HP version. I guess that'll work since this is an HP Z620. It sounds good. Alright. I'm actually just going to go ahead and make this bigger for right now since we're over here on this side working on this. So the boring part here is installing E6i and building a RAID. Once E6i is set up, we can move over our template I have on the main system. Computer setup, storage, device configuration. All right. Unplug network cables for right now. She keeps trying to pixie boot. Come on, get past pixie boot. Hmm. Doesn't seem like the drives that are in. Just reseated them all. Let's see if that has any effect. It won't even show the USB though. I need to boot it. That's what I was just about to do, YouTube watcher. Nice call. If it'll... There we go. Oh, come on. It's interesting. It's already all set to boot from USB first. I'll just go into boot select then. Boot menu. I'll just install E6i on one of the drives. Maybe then I can see him in E6i. I'm not really worried about RAID. It's just a test machine, to be honest. I wonder though. I think I do have some... I think I actually do have a RAID controller back here though that would fit in that Z620. I don't know if it'll work with its backplane though. Not gonna worry about it. Those do single data source and single drives. They die, they die. They're just emulators, right? Just for playing video games. Well, that boots. That's good. Make sure all these, that's on a... This poor AC. I don't think it ever turns off up here. I just think it's always running. I'm trying to keep this room cool. I need to get one more expansion bay, one more 12 bay, 12 drive expansion bay, and I'll be happy. 12 3.5-inch drives. My FreeNAS server will be happy. And some SSDs. That's the next thing. I need to get some SSD cache. It's like my main thing that I guess you could say I'm missing too. Everything's going through RAM. SSD cache would be nice. I was looking at these these cradles that they make online that actually allow you to put two 2.5-inch drives in a single like 3.5-inch enclosure, and then you can select like RAID 1, RAID 2, sorry, RAID 1, RAID 0, or JBOD, and something else big. So I was like, that's pretty cool. That would be really awesome to actually have and pop in like 2 of those and have like 4 SSDs for. But I'd need another expansion unit to do that, since all my drive slots are full. One can dream. Emulators are for Nintendo. That's the only reason. So I can play Wii, Wii U, N64, and GameCube. Come on, E6i, you're so close to being fully booted. Then we can see if you're really seeing drives, or maybe it is actually the drives. And it doesn't see them. Interesting. Alright, so it is the drives. Well, you know, before I take these drives out, I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try booting G-ported and see if it'll even see the drives. See if there's just something, because since I did take him out of a SAN, I think this one had G-ported on it. All right. Sweet, I did grab the right USB. That saves a lot of time. Saves a ton of time. I'll have to build a bootable USB. I wonder if it'll see the drives though. Don't touch key map. So it is not seeing the drives. What if the drives are even spun up? Wow, okay. The drives aren't actually even being recognized. They're not even being spun up. Everything's plugged in. No, the drives definitely aren't spinning. That sucks. Time to grab different drives then. I'm not gonna go with, or should I? I don't know if I want to go with 15Ks or if I should just. Screw it. Put two 250s in RAID 1 and a 160 for E6i. Just a little emulator machine anyways. Got to get these things out of these drive cradles. Be a pain at times. Alright, so look, we got a 160. Just grab some of my lower end drives. I didn't want to put in the 2 terabytes or the. I was really hoping to get rid of some of these 300 gig 15Ks I have because got quite a few of them. Just Not sure what to do with him. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pop in a 160. That'll just be standalone by itself. Wish I had one more 250, but do raid 5, but not a big deal. Drive number 2. Drive number 3. Alright. Well, I'm confident that I don't need G-parted, and that I will just need the HP installer. Alright. Got it booting. See if it boots. Oh, actually, it's tell it to boot. I saw it notice the drives. There we go. Awesome. Actually, let's see if we can get into its RAID controller then. Okay, where are you going to let me make raid then? Saw it said to enter control I. This is a little confusing to get into this thing. It like does the BIOS up there while it has a different screen towards you. Press any key for option. Then control I to enter configuration. Alright, there we go, we're in. Data store. Or DAT store, I guess we'll call it DAT store. Sweet, that'll give me 221 gigs. And then we install on the 160. Although I'd prefer to install it on a USB, but since it doesn't have internal USB, meh. Install on the 160. Alright, I'm gonna go put up these cheetah drives. Wish these would have worked, that would have been nice. Sucks they didn't. I wonder if I should have tried some of these other ones. Oh well. I don't think it liked it because these were SAS drives. I don't think it liked having SAS drives plugged in. Sweet, E6i is booting. And we can install it and actually get to the fun part of setting up Remote FX VM, which is basically Windows VDI. VDI became such a big thing that Windows had to come up with a new protocol because RDP uses what basically it sends over bitmaps, big chunks over its protocol, and it's not the best for like 3D graphics and such. So Microsoft actually came up with a new protocol called Remote FX that you can enable via local policy or group policy that actually allows you to use H.264 encoding and actually allows you to use hardware acceleration and such over a remote connection. So you can actually have somebody using a thin client remote into like a virtual machine or an actual physical machine that has a GPU in it, and you can actually utilize that GPU with Remote FX. It's kind of the same as PCYP or VMware Blast. So that's what we're going to do here is I'm going to set up a ESXi host. We're going to go ahead and install Windows Server 2016, set up an RDS server, enable Remote FX, and then we're going to publish the remote apps. So we'll publish like Dolphin and Project 64 and such from it. And then users will just be able to click on it, be able to go to a URL, click on it, and it will launch it in a remote app session. And actually utilize the machine itself instead of their machine. So it'll utilize this guy right here. And then I have a friend that's going to give me some R5000s, and if I get those in, that's going to be my goal, is to pop 2 or 3 of them in here. I actually think I can pop 2 of them in here, no problem. Yep, so there's 2. Which, if that happens, then that'll allow me to make 2 of those machines on this. Or I could dedicate both of them to the single machine. Alright, let's go ahead and get this installed. Scanning. Should see that 160. There we are. Keep everything default. Type in my default password for everything in the lab. If I could type today. Yeah, YouTube Watcher, that's a lot of the way. So there's a lot of gaming stream services that they actually will use Remote FX and VMware Blast and PCYP to do remote gaming sessions. We use it in production environments for like large 3D renders. There'll be architects and other people that are doing video editing, and what we can do is instead of them having a really powerful system themselves, we can put it all actually inside of a host. Just put a GPU in there and dedicate them things, and we can put it all over a remote session protocol, and their system doesn't have to do anything. VDI is getting pretty crazy with the technology that's coming out with and its capabilities. Now, don't get me wrong, it's kind of a pain to set up to get everything working. And everybody's got their own ways. You've got Microsoft, who has their way of handling remote FX, basically graphics over a remote protocol. Citrix has their own ways. VMware has their own ways. And they're basically the main 3 that do this. And there's some other protocols, some other gaming services and such that offer it also. But I'm using the ones that are known and in production. Alright, so I'm going to let ESXi install, and during that time, what else can I do, really? So while that's going, let me see if I can actually sharpen this image up a little bit. Ooh, not good. That looks better. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and give this guy internet access so we can go ahead and, here in a bit, when we get in, we'll team these NICs together. Basically, put them in a vSwitch, and that'll be our LAN vSwitch, and or VMware. I like to be a virtual machine vSwitch. I like to label it LAN, though, since it'll be on LAN, but actually I should probably label it Office, since it'll be on the Office VLAN on our 21 network. Alright, sweet, ESXi is done. We're going to reboot. It's going to kick out the CD tray. Don't know why ESXi still does that. I guess it's nice of them to. You guys are so kind, VMware. Ejecting the CD tray when you know most of us use USBs. Now, eject the USB, that'd be impressive. Or just throw it like I just did, you know, that works too. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and let this boot. Sweet, there we go. We got ESXi loading. Now, this is where I'm going to cheat. Go ahead and open up this. We're going to close out our hosts. We'll go to Bodhi. We'll add a host. 10.0.21. Got to wait for it to come up. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this a little bit. Not minimize, I should say. Just kind of shrink down for y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and add the host into my vCenter, so that way then I can just use my template and deploy from vCenter, and using the template that we already have, we can deploy and send it right over to this host. And the template I have already has Windows updates done and already has VMware tools installed, so it's going to save me a lot of time. We actually have a lot of clients, YouTube Watcher, that that's what they do. They just come in and they just have a little thin client. I mean, it's a super small little device, and all it does is hook up to 2 to 4 monitors, and the user just comes in, types in, and from there they're actually connected in to a VDI session. They're connected to a virtual desktop that is running on a host, and as soon as they're done and they log off, it actually goes and deletes and gets rid of that desktop and spins up a new one off of a master profile. So say somebody gets a virus or something happens, or something's not working, or they install a bad program, they can just log off, wait a little bit, the system will get rid of it and build a new one based off of a master image or a golden image. It's pretty cool, though, that we're capable of doing things like that now. All right, so we got an IP address. VDI, it's very crazy how we've almost come full circle. Before we were doing everything, you know, in mainframes and on systems where everybody was working off of one central system, and then we kind of went to the personal computer component where everybody had their own computer doing their things. Now we're almost going back to where we're back in cloud computing, where everybody's working out of the same systems and the same hardware. It's very interesting to see. All right, so we're going to go ahead and log in here. Yep, we're going to go ahead and tell it to connect. Look at that. We've got 23.9 gigs of RAM and an E5 1620 at 3.6 gigahertz. Uh-oh. Typed the password wrong, apparently. Did I fat finger the password? I might have. Let's see here. Let's see if caps lock was on when I did it. It was. Ha! That's funny. Fat finger. All right. Well, it says apparently I have the wrong one here, but we're gonna change the password. This doesn't make sense. I just changed the password, but apparently I didn't. Something's up with this keyboard, I think. It says the new password's the same as the old. That makes no sense. Okay, you don't like. See if he likes this one. Yeah, local's not a big deal with SSL cert. That's just a self-signed cert from the system to allow me to interact with it. If I wanted to, I could install like wildcard and all that stuff, but locally it's not a big deal. Now externally, like if you're trying to go and pay for a movie ticket or something and you get a SSL cert's not valid, yeah, don't pay for it. Why won't it let me log into this system? This is interesting. The only thing I can think of is that it's that keyboard. Since you want to be a pain, let's see if it's just this keyboard. See if somebody played a joke on me and moved keys around. I have no idea what's going on here. This is... Am I going to have to reinstall ESXi? I really don't want to. I'm going to try rebooting, I guess. Reboot. When in doubt, reboot. Let's see if ESXi want to play this time. I'm going to go get me a drink real quick. Just took the last big red. I'm going to have to ask my wife to get things on the way home. I know we need milk. I already told her that. I wonder if she'll get some sodas too. All right. Now let's see if this thing boots, if it's actually going to play nice. All right. All right, look at that. We're in. When in doubt, reboot, guys. Apparently, that's all it needed. 61. Root. Yep. Leave it on eval. Crown Royal Dr. Pepper. All right, so now that this host is added in, should be able to go to our templates over here. Windows Server, new VM from this template. Actually, hold on. Before I do that, there's things I have to do first. We need to come over here. We need to come to configure. And we need to go to time configuration. We need to edit this. Use network time protocol. Actually, it's v0.pool.ntp.org. We're going to copy that. We'll put in 1, 2, 3 for our time servers. Tell it to start. We want it to start and stop with the host. We'll go ahead and click OK. There we go. It's all started. That means our time will be good. Next, we want to go to Advanced System Settings. We're going to come up here and click Edit, and we want to look for our syslogs. So here's our syslog. It's going here right now, all right? We don't want it to go there. Where we want it to go is data stores, new data store. I guess I didn't finish setting up the RAID. Whatever, not a big deal. Oh, that's not what I wanted. E6i. Local data store 01. Local data store 02. Oh, I love E6i. I love VMware. Ask Sun. This is what we do basically all week. We just get to play with hosts and large-scale environments, and it's a lot of fun. All right. Now that we've got that done, let me go back over to configure. Oop, we want to go to virtual switches. Here, we're actually going to want to manage our physical adapters. We're going to want to add one. Add in our one that's left. So we've got both being used. Management networks using 0. Got both using that. All right. I don't want to call it VMware or VM network. I like calling it, like I said, this will be on the Office network. Actually, I'll call this LAN since this isn't technically the Office network. All right, now that that's done, now we can actually go ahead and come over here and grab this, build a new VM. We'll call this ITS-EMU01 for emulator. Throw it in the shadow. And we're going to go ahead and throw it on local data store 01. Now back here, what I did is I actually told it to go ahead and run a customization, so it's going to actually sysprep the whole entire operating system, or that template I should say, so it gives it a new SID so there's no actual issues with the system IDs whenever we deploy them on the same network. Alright, CPUs, it's kind of low. Let's go quad core, RAM's kind of low too, let's go 8 gigs, 120 gigs, fine. Alright, let's leave that all fine. Let's get that stuff done. When we come up now, we should see our tasks here. So see, look, we got it. It's building, cloning a virtual machine. We actually can come over here and see the system. It'll start to spin up if we go to target. You'll see that it'll start to spin up here soon as it starts to get under more load. And then if we go back here, you'll notice we've already got our emulator. It's coming back over. We're going to have one more restart that I just realized I forgot that we're going to need to do. We're going to need to go down here to hardware. Let's go to graphics. And if you notice, look, we've got our graphics modulator here. Graphics modulator, GPU device, whatever you want to call it. I'm just excited we're getting this close to it. So I could do shared graphics. I personally don't want to, so I'm probably actually going to go to, where is it? I can't remember if it's underneath system. Trying to see where they put it nowadays. They changed where they put it. There should be a area for us to do advanced. There should be a place to do PCI pass-through, so we can pass over the device fully to. See if the system is spinning up. It is. I wonder if I'd have to log into the host directly to set up PCI pass-through. Wouldn't surprise me. And is this going to fail, I wonder? This isn't taking up any space. Almost looks like that clone over is going to fail. I wonder why. Because we notice system's just kind of sitting here. It's not doing anything. I had a little bit of read-write, but seems like vCenter's having. I guess we're going to see if it fails here soon. Waiting for it to fail. All right. All right. Let's see if this does anything different. Because I can't tell if it's the host or if it's... Well, I'm surprised it let me do 2. I thought vCenter would throw a fit. Same name. Sand's not really doing anything. Interesting. Well, I think on this note, guys, I'm going to call it for right now. I'm going to go get some lunch and relax before my wife gets home. And then maybe, I know later she said she wanted to work in the lab, so we're probably going to stream later tonight. I'm working on some things, and maybe I can get this Remote FX emulator working and be able to play games remotely. We'll see what happens. I'll make sure I post, though, next time I start. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll see you guys in the lab.